Greetings and welcome to another episode of Rise and Chai. I'm so glad to have everybody here with us. I think literally I can honestly say I got the dopest panel that's ever existed in the community. Literally, because we sit back and we just talk about behind the scenes. It's not all about collecting. It's not all about pop culture. We shoot the shit about everything. And on top of that, the most important part is that we got Chai to kind of help boot up that just keep that energy going. But anyway, I'm so glad to have you guys here. I'm so glad to have this amazing panel here with me. You guys out there, everybody who's joining in, thank you for actually coming along. Again, it's like it's like becoming a pastime. Like we only had one show and it's still like one of my favorite shows so far, but I'm just excited about it. But I got to bring in amazing co-hosts of mine, everybody that's actually here with us. We got Rich, we got Marvel Less. Like literally, I mean, come on, man. How you guys doing? You good?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh man, I'm so excited, man. I'm just excited. Rich, I was watching this it was this commercial that was on the other day. Like we get like these like sometimes like because Tom Ford is doing a rebranding of his suits and stuff like that. And they had this, it was like a one as the commercial comes on, you see this guy getting out of this Bentley or getting out of this car, he's walking, whatever, he is like getting fit for the suit and stuff like that. And from behind he turned around. Toya and I looked at it, was like, yo, that looks like Rich. I was like, it's like, yo, he was so clean cut. He was just walking strut. He did one of these with his suit and opened up the door. I was like, yo, that does look like Rich.
Awesome.
I'm gonna get like a snap the commercial. I'm gonna send it to you, bro.
Yeah, please do. You made me day to that. Thank you very much. That's as close as I'm gonna get. These are
I wish you guys took a photo. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm actually sent you like a snippet of the commercial and put it in so you guys can see it. It was so
that's amazing. Well, I think that's the closest I'm gonna get. Apart from that, these are Tom Ford glasses.
We got Tom Ford glasses.
See, I'm representing. That's what I got.
You're representing. There you go.
Yeah, but no, it's brilliant.
Brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. I'm absolutely buzzing from last week's show. Best one I've been on, honestly. Apart from obviously Film Club, which obviously I love to bits. It's my own show. But like, just generally, we just had, So we had such a fun time last Thursday. And we shot the shit, and it was just so nice just to have a great chilled out chat, and everyone seemed to enjoy it. And I've gone back and even listened to it myself, even though I'm on it. And I think it's just, I've just had a great time. So it's wonderful to be back and to be a proper member of this panel. So I'm really appreciative.
Hell yeah, Riz, officially a member of the Rise and Chai Club here, like straight up. This is like the upper echelon of like amazing content, and just I'm loving it so far.
Yeah,
hey,
too, man.
Let's check it out. Somebody out there, Mr. Brother Cousins, my bro, is loving that 1/4 scale endo sitting there. He just now said it out there. He's like, he loves it, and he's a fan. I mean, definitely he's a Terminator fan. So I know that what they call this out. But anyway, let's. So glad like you are here. So glad to see you. What's going on? How are you?
Oh, good, Lael. Good. It's been a really busy week. It's been really full on. I just had my 6 scale figure news segment go up on the Batman Statue Collectors channel. Chris, lovely guy, really genuine gentleman. And it's been amazing. It's been really well received. I won't be doing third-party announcements anymore because there's a bit of a labyrinth to navigate with it. And the reason why I say this is I'll try to cut a long story short. So third-party announcements, when you do a video on them, when you've got a bit of a following, more people tend to watch, more corporate entities tend to watch. And back in the day when Justin and I were absolutely hype about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 1/6 scale figures coming out from Ace Toys, he did a video on all of them, and all of them got reported and banned. He lost them completely. Yeah. So ever since then, I have been so paranoid about announcing third-party figures on channels which have quite a bit of a following, like Chris's, for example. So I use code names. But one code name in particular, it's now starting to confuse people. And I said to Chris, look, this is what I had to do. I forgot to do it with Darkseid. I did it with Steppenwolf, but I called him Aries instead of Steppenwolf. I should have just called him Steppen. I should have just called him Steppen because we all know Steppenwolf. I've seen Justice League like 3 times, right?
Right. I got it on right now.
Exactly. There you go. We all know who Steppenwolf is. We all know. But, but because I said Aries, because there's no trend with him yet, because there's trend on a possible new Justice League film coming out, I had to be very careful. And I didn't want to step on any toes simply because of Chris's notoriety. So I took a punt. And it's confusing people, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. And he said, let's just do license figures on the channel moving forward. I said, you know what? Yes.
Yeah, good work. I had a funny thing. I was looking at some Facebook listings today, and somebody put a third-party Joker on from The Dark Knight, and he called it Keith Ledger. True story. Keith Ledger.
Wow.
But at least that makes sense. I used a completely random name, and I
used my neighbour down road.
Keith Ledger, yo.
Keith Ledger.
Keith Ledger is brilliant. That's
true
gold.
story. Yeah.
Yo, Keith Ledger, man. Oh man, that's really, really, really wow. But hey, that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing reviews. And that's why I stick more with just. Yeah, there it goes, right?
Yeah, there it goes,
right?
Love it.
Keith Ledger.
Keith Ledger, yeah. And that's why, like I said, I stick to just like posing videos. If I'm doing it, if it's a third party figure included in that, but I stick more towards licensing, like licensed figures right now, because it's too much of a dangerous hassle to do third party. And the thing is like we want to shed the light on it. And because there's some great artists out there and those that need to be recognized. And one particular company that is starting to get recognition from Hot Toys. I'm not going to put that name out there, but people are going to find out it is a highly recognized third-party company that I think Hot Toys is snatching up. So just stay tuned for it, because there's a certain head sculpt that they used that they got this company to do for them. But I'm not going to say nothing. We'll just keep it there. Eventually they come out. But anyway, it's up in the air. Definitely some information out there. But again, Les, thank you for being here as always. Let me address the chat, everybody that we got out here so far. We got Kinky Sphincter in the building. Thank you for being here. We got Shiny. Who else we got? Chuck G is in the building. We got about Futures in here. Thank you for being here, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. We got Mike Fiala, AJ Agrusa, my guy, AJ channel member. We got Brother Cousins in the building. Pop Culture Living Room is in here with us as well. My man, thank you for being here, brother. We got Mikey Lito's in the building. Thank you for being here. Pure Stewage. We got Brandon Salad. Who else we got? Prime Time Reviews is in here. Maniac Collects. We had Windman 42. We got reviews. Oh, you got Rich out there. We got Checkmate in the building. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure to have all you guys in here with us today. Right off the top though, I want to start with something that we just got done talking about before we jump into something else and everything else out there. Something that again it is some amazing news, and it makes me, I think I am super duper hyped now to see this movie, like literally to now find out that the great and powerful and amazing Angela Bassett is a front runner for Best Supporting. You don't know how happy this makes me. The reason why I say this is because, I know these two, I can't mirror these two things together, but in a sense I can. And this is why I was like, you know what? She's going to have a very important role to play in this movie. For anybody that knows, I love, and there's a lot of it's a bit divisive, but I love What If. I love the animated series What If. Like, I love everything about it. I loved except for one episode. The Thor episode took me out of it. I didn't like awful. It was awful. I hated that episode because it was a sign for things to come, and they did exactly what I thought they would do in Thor Love and Thunder. But that's just another story. But besides that episode, everything else was phenomenal. The episode with her and Killmonger, with her, when Killmonger goes to Wakanda, And basically there's a siege there and stuff like that. We find out his true intentions is to take over Wakanda, and seeing her fight, seeing the queen fight, I was like, yo, I could see something like that happening. We got this first trailer, and I think this was probably the most talked about trailer in a while. That very first trailer and that speech that she basically made, it brought tears to the eyes of everybody out there, because again, any mother who's ever experienced loss can understand how powerful that is. To find out that she is now, and we haven't even seen the movie yet. We haven't even seen the movie yet. That she's a front runner says so much about where this film is going. Ladies first. I'm gonna start with you first, Les. How do you feel about this? I mean, this is like a ladies. I think pretty much this is a woman's affair. This year is all about powerful women, uplifting women, and I'm here for it. I'm all in for it. What you think about that, Les?
Oh, look, when I first saw Angela Bassett in the first Black Panther film as the Queen, wow, she had so much presence about her. She just owned any scene she stood in, and not just in Black Panther, in many films that she's been in. She was also in I actually think she was in an episode of Bones. I think the series Bones as one of the lab owners. But even back in her early days when I was following her work, I think she was in Bones. I may be thinking of something else, but but she's an incredible actress. She's got so much talent, and it's just really rare to still be in the Hollywood game at her age and still look so naturally beautiful. She looks incredible. I hope that when I'm her age, I look that good. I really, really do. And the caramel skin, it just, wow. She's just absolutely gorgeous, incredible actress, definitely. Incredible talent. And she carries scenes. She carries them. And I think she's so deserving of this Academy Award nomination. And to be honest, I hope she gets it. I hope she gets it. It'll be so refreshing, and it'll be another Academy Award winner since Lupita Nyong'o, who won 40 Years a Slave. So I think we do need more beautiful Black women like her being in those categories and taking those awards to town for sure.
Definitely. And I think, like I said, it bodes well for especially it'll be the first Marvel film.
I was going to say that. Damn, you beat me to it. It'd be the first acting nomination for a member of the MCU in that cast. Obviously, Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture and been in many other nominations across the board within the MCU, but never for acting. I think it's starting to get the recognition. I said this on Collector's Lounge when this trailer first came out. When she gave that speech, very similar to what Lael said, I said to Lael in the group, she's going to get an Oscar for this. I said straight away, she's going to get an Oscar for this, because
you did.
What I love is acting. When you see it and it's just so powerful. I love Angela Bassett anyway. My wife introduced me to What's Love Got to Do with It, the Tina Turner biopic. She is absolutely unbelievable in that film. And obviously you've seen it, Lael, and with Lawrence Fishburne and everything. It's just
she's amazing.
Unbelievable. She's just fantastic.
She
holds it. And she really does, man. And it's just amazing. And I love that film. She's amazing as Tina Turner. She's amazing as the Queen. I think she just commands the screen. She's got a regal feel to her by how she is, which is what she's going to be as a queen. But she just really has that commanding presence. And I hope that this film gets the recognition it deserves. I know that Black Panther did, but I think for this one, I think it's going to be a very different tone. I think they've got so many spinning plates. And if they do it just right, which I think they will, I think it's going to be an absolute masterpiece. So I think it's going to be Oscars for a lot of people in this.
Agreed.
I
hope so.
I
really hope so. And it wasn't Bones she was in; it was Alias. Back in the day, Alias. And she was great in that.
She was great in Love. She was great in Waiting to Excel. She was great in Stella Got Her Groove Back. She was definitely great in any character that she portrays, even if it's a supporting actress, she owns. Like she was literally, and it wasn't just me, but it was a lot of people. When X-Men was announced back in the day, she was my pick for Storm. That's who I wanted to basically play Storm.
Yeah,
she was my pick. I was like, she has to be Storm. It has to be Angela Bassett. She lose so much strength. She is incredible. I wanted her to be Storm, and it didn't happen. So yeah,
that was actually devastating because Halle Berry, although she can be a good actress, she wasn't Storm. Angela Bassett, that's genius. She would have been perfect, Lale.
Yeah, she would have been perfect for Storm. She would have been amazing, and that was definitely my pick. We got one man out there. He's saying, "Let me make this easy for y'all. She has never not been great." I agree.
Well said.
I agree. She has never not been great. She has always been amazing in everything that she's played.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I hope to God that again, I already know the film's going to be great, but I hope that she basically takes this one because she definitely deserves it. She really, really does. And what were you gonna say?
Sorry, it wasn't. Black Panther wasn't her first superhero film. She was in Green Lantern.
Yeah,
she wasn't. She wasn't.
Yeah, she was.
Someone's been on IMDb.
Yeah,
she was.
Oh, it wasn't. It was Alias. Oh yeah. Where did you get that from?
She was. She
tapping away.
Yeah, but I remember her in Green Lantern, and she was great.
Who is she in Green Lantern?
She was basically one of the lab scientists.
Yeah.
So she was basically one of them. And she, which, I mean, it wasn't really a major. It was a big enough role for that, but it wasn't as big. But she was definitely in that, and amazing. Like, she played such an amazing job. So Angela Bassett, shout out to her. I am hoping and praying that, like I said, I want her to win this because she's definitely going to deserve it. And it just makes me so excited about the film. So excited about that. I cannot basically wait to see this. We got my guy Loco Lou out there. Said, what's popping, people? Make sure you hit that like button. We got Lou out there. My guy. Lou has been on hiatus, man. Lou, where you been, brother? Like, where you been, man?
I have a very funny thing to say about Loco Lou. Lou, I hope you're hearing this. So my brother lives in Spain. He's an actor. He's got two sons.
Yeah.
And he's like, why are you being loco? Why are you being loco? He says this to him sometimes.
Yeah.
But he says, because he watches the streams, he's like, why are you being loco, Lou? Why are you being loco, Lou? To his little Spanish kids. And I think that's just genius. So, Lou, I hope you heard that. I hope you appreciate that. That's funny.
Come on.
So he says that. It's just great.
Come on, man. Definitely. So definitely. Loco, thank you for basically being here. Next up, we're going to talk about something that, pretty much I know that it's been a talking point for everybody that's, pretty much in the collecting community. I'm going to kind of bounce around a little bit. We're going to bounce from one movie to a collectible. And I wanted this right here to me, because I know we got brother cousins out there, and I know he's excited about this piece too. I am, even though I wish they did it in 1/6. I don't know, maybe they'll go down that road sometime, but still, we got the Prime Studios Catwoman. Man, if anybody, like, literally, if I had to rate from my top, like, who I think, I mean, for me, it's always been the greats. You had Eartha Kitt, you had, I forget her name. It was Eartha Kitt. I got all the classics. I had all the classics names. People out there in the chat help me. You had Michelle Pfeiffer. You got, Zoe Kravitz. We don't talk about Halle Berry. We don't. No, it's not because I dismiss her as an actress, but that film was horrible.
Basketball scene, terrible.
We don't talk about that. That doesn't go in this category. But this piece right here, I mean, literally everybody in the collecting community, probably, especially if you're a 1/6 collector, has wanted, a 1/6 scale Catwoman, a Michelle Pfeiffer version, because I think when she played, she owned that role. I don't care what nobody says, she killed it. She was great as the character, and I loved it. She's great as Selena. And again, we've seen so many different iterations, in the community in different statue pieces. But this one right here is like, they kind of owning it with this thing. It looks pretty good. Like, I mean, when I'm seeing it, it's amazing The likeness is there. I mean, I love the suit. I love the tailoring. What do you think about this, Les?
I think she's gorgeous. And look, like you said, we've all just wanted a 1/6 scale Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. She's my favorite. I loved her in Batman Returns. You know, just flipping out of a building, stopping, saying meow, and then boom, like iconic scene. I love it. And I think they've done an excellent job on this piece. It's, you know, they've got the shine of the suit, which looks amazing because her suit was shiny. You know, it had that shine under the lights in the darkness, and it was just fantastic. They've got the stitching down. The stitching looks great. It's the little details. You can see the really nice folds in the suit. You know, it's not perfectly flat against her skin. It's realistic with the folds of the material. And the head sculpt I like. I do love the head sculpt from the Dark Side Collectibles.
Yeah.
I do love that one.
Because I think you showed both the head sculpts, didn't you? I think you had it to whereas it was because isn't it one that does have like her with the hair exposed?
Yes,
everyday collector.
Every day, that was amazing.
Yeah. It was beautiful. I love that they've got, you know, two sculpts to switch around. At least I hope that's the case. I hope we don't have to just pick.
I put this one up here real quick because I'll put this up here.
The booty.
I have to because Brother Cousins does the booty watch. It's whenever he does it, he calls it the booty watch. It's a segment that he does, and he calls it the booty watch when he has to show the booty of a figure. So I was like, I'm putting this up there for him real quick.
Well, I very much appreciate that.
Very much. I appreciate it, and I'm a perfectly straight female. I think we can all agree. That Michelle Pfeiffer's physique in that suit was
she's phenomenal.
Aces. Wow, she had a figure. She still has a figure.
She owned it. Wow. She definitely owned it. She owned that character. And even to play back and forth. Like she played back and forth, like going from the mild-mannered Selena to this particular version is excellent. Michelle Pfeiffer I've always been a super duper fan of hers. She's always been like she's on the list of my crushes. I'm only allowed to actually have 3. I can't have beyond 3, but she's definitely on the list of my crushes. And I think she just gets better with time. Like she's just so beautiful and amazing. I had one chance to meet her when I used to work years ago, back in like I would say, I think it was like 2003, 2004.
Wow.
I was so I basically worked for AT&T that time as a troubleshooter. So I had to at that time I was living in on 48th and 8th. I was staying at the Belvedere Hotel for like almost 2 to 3 weeks at a time out of each month. And she has a loft there in New York. And I saw her at a cafe. And I didn't say nothing. I was like, I'm just in awe because she's there. You know, I respect people's privacy, but she's very gracious. And she said hi. She speaks to everybody. I said hello, and she's like, "Hi, how you doing?" You know what I mean? Just like a really nice person. I didn't try to strike up no conversation. I let it go because I was moving. I was going, but at the same time, like she's just such a graceful person, and she owns it. And I think that, like I said, with this, I mean, I think anytime you make a piece, you need to honor who she is as a person. And I think this does it. Rich, what do you think about this piece, man?
I love this piece. It's the 30th anniversary of Batman Returns, which makes me feel very old. And I love this film. I've recently watched it again because you know I love my Batman, and this is just iconic. This piece is iconic. She looks fantastic. I've got a Prime 1 over my shoulder, which is the Hush Batman, which I adore. I love their work when it's done amazingly well. They tend to do very good Prime 1 for the computer games or the animation stuff. They tend not to do very well for the lifelike nature. They tend to obviously reach out to Blitzway and do to help them out, like with Joaquin Phoenix, etc., which they did. I think they did a pretty damn good job. This ticks all the boxes. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. That face shows character. Yeah. It's not just a plain blank stare where she looks dead behind the eyes. She looks mischievous. She looks like Catwoman. And I think it's just a fantastic it will be a fantastic piece. I'm gonna get it. I'm hoping that they release a Penguin as well. Because I would love that. I'd love him to maybe stood on the duck and maybe the umbrella and then a Batman, which I prefer the Returns cowl because it's more comic accurate in that one compared to the 89 one, because the 89 was a bit puffy on his face, and it really stands out. So I think if they did that line, I think it'd be amazing. I think with obviously Darkseid doing what they've done as well, I don't know if they've just done a quarter scale or they've done a third scale as well. But if this is obviously people cashing in on this anniversary, maybe we'll be looking at some Hot Toys.
Oh, look,
right?
I hope so. Gee.
Yeah. So
that would
be pretty
amazing.
badass. Yeah. But it would take some beating. This would take some beating because it looks unbelievable. I've seen this film enough, and let me tell you, it looks just like it's just perfect. I love it.
And you know what? If they did do it in 1/6, I hope they give us two, like a battle damage version and a regular version, because that battle damage version was phenomenal with their hair stick. I love
incredibly well done.
I loved everything about
it. To heaven, yeah.
I think it was the NECA quarter scale that tried to nail that look, that battle damage look with the hair sticking out and
they
stuff.
did.
And look, they nailed it to an extent, but the hair sculpt needs a lot of work, and there's a few other things that needed a lot of work. It's just, we need the actual materials and that likeness, and it just what they've done here just embodies her so well. I agree with Rich 100%.
I wonder if a company like considering, and just hear me out here, if InArts would ever tackle something like this and give us the rooted hair version and give us, this particular version, I think they could actually kill it as well. You know what I mean?
They could definitely kill it.
I definitely think they can actually kill it as well. Hot Toys could kill any. Look, I don't care who does it. Just give us this in 1/6, please. Because if not, I know I'm going to be forced to get this because I love this piece, and I don't think Toya would have a problem with it. She probably tell me I'm definitely going to wait until after the holidays because we got to get through that, and then we got trips coming up. We got stuff to plan. But yes, this
celebration to
sort out, definitely, man. So exactly, that takes up precedence over this. But again, great piece. I'm excited about it. Everybody out, I know Brother Cousin's excited about it. He's going to do a whole. He's going to do a whole display on this one. If y'all haven't, listen, everybody out there, if you haven't watched Good Morning Grails, if you don't watch Brother Cousin's reviews, it's the most honest, and some of the funniest shit you'll ever see. That's my guy. So definitely stay. And Good Morning Grails is one of my favorite shows. Yeah. So definitely.
He did a really good job, Jay. You did a great job on your Ghostbusters.
That Ghostbusters was crazy.
Great, with the little animations and stuff like that. That was some great work. I really
that was crazy.
It was nice to see something different. I've been overthinking stuff when I've been trying to do reviews, and I've just not even put it out because I'm I've overthought it, trying to do something different. And he did that, and I was like, God damn it, that was brilliant.
It was brilliant. Yeah, it was definitely decent. I mean, he comes into his own with those grails. I'm just it's unchallenged. He's doing his thing. He said, Brother Cousins, Shiny said, Brother Cousins, Galactus Beauty Watch. Okay, that is funny. That is so funny. But so next up, we got this announcement last week, and not last week, it was pretty much the beginning of the week, but this announcement came with a lot of controversy. It definitely did. Now here's the thing. When we talk about films, when we talk about iterations, diverting the comic realm from what we actually get, and again, the relevance of it is source material always pushes that needle when it comes to film. Yeah. They get the influences off of source material, but then they have the liberty to basically change it, canon, uncanon, that doesn't matter, in the films. But again, this announcement came with controversy, but not for what people think. Again, we just got the announcement early this week that Yahya, the great, my man, Yahya Abdul is basically playing Wonder Man. Okay. Now the ramifications of this is huge because we know, and if anybody who's basically followed the comics,
Vision,
Vision, him and Vision, they basically, again, it's in a very important part of how Vision gets his personality, the white version of Vision. You know what I mean? In the books, you know, if you've actually followed the actual comics itself, you know, Vision itself, it was on a hiatus. Come to find out, when Wanda and they found him, he had been taken apart. He was actually confiscated by a company. They used the brain pattern of Wonder Man to give him back a level of his personality, even though his body was placed back together. Now, again, this is depending on where they go. I don't know if they're going to go down that road. They may not. They may choose a totally different route. But even that, when I say that there was controversy with this choosing, it had nothing to do with ethnicity. It had nothing to do, because everybody, you can't deny that Yahya is a dope actor. Like, he's an amazing actor. He's brilliant in everything that he basically does. He was brilliant in Candyman. He was brilliant in Great Showman. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, he was definitely brilliant in that. So anything that he plays, he can dance. You know, he has a great voice. You know, he's a great performer. But it was something that he said, I guess, a couple months back, when he said that, you know, pretty much, you know, him being an actor, when he played a role like Black Mantis, that's more like clown work. Yep. Now, when I heard it, I was like, well, don't jump to conclusions, because I kind of understood what he was saying. He was saying
it's got to be more animated when he
more animated.
And
he has the freedom at that point to kind of bring that character to life the way he wants it to. Whereas when you're playing, you know, more prestigious roles, you know, when you're actually playing, you know, for instance, if you're like in a, you know, Francis Ford Coppola or Martin Scorsese film or something like that, they may demand a certain level of you to portray the character the way they see that, the way their vision is, and you got to basically bring it to life. You can add a little bit of your element, but then there's a certain directive. With this, you have the freedom to kind of put your own personality in it. So I kind of understood, in a sense, what he said. The wording choice could have been a bit better, I guess, but I understood what he said. But I think, in my opinion, here's the thing. If anything, I would have wanted, and somebody brought this up when we talked about it on Comic Book Talk with Friends. Yes, I probably would have wanted him to play Blue Marvel. I'd have been more comfortable with him playing Blue Marvel, because, again, it's like Blue Marvel needs to be on screen. There's a lot to basically be told about that character. But, you know, they decided to bring him in as Wonder Man, and I think there's an opportunity for him to explain that role as well. Les, what do you think about that? What did you think when you actually heard this announcement?
When I heard the news, I'm not going to lie, it came as a bit of a surprise and very unexpected as well, because I don't have a huge backstory on Wonder Man, but I do know that when it was leaked that they were actually going to be making a production for him, I looked him up a little bit and I said, well, the popular choice for Wonder Man is Nathan Fillion, but everyone's very unsure of his age and all that jazz. And then, you know, I looked around at different actors and I thought, well, hang on a minute. What about David Boreanaz? He would be great at it. He would be great doing this role. He fits the age, he fits the physique, you know, because you know, and look, I like him. I'm slightly biased from the Angel days, you know, but you know, he fits the mold for that, I guess. And I'm not shutting the casting choice down completely. You know, I'm always open-minded and optimistic about the casting choices, because they cast these people for a reason. They cast these actors for a reason. And look, he did a great job in The Greatest Showman. You know, he's got very good talent. As you said, he's a great performer. And I would want to see what he does with this role first before being overly critical. Because I mean, look, definitely. If people get too technical, they say, Wonder Man's Caucasian, and you know, this guy's, you know, a black guy, and you know, people get hung up on that fact. But the thing is, like, you know, again, it would be great to have more diversity in Hollywood. So, you know, again, I'm not going to write him off, because that's just not fair. I would hate for someone to do it to me, you know?
And so that's the thing. I'm very optimistic about it, but I think that the thing is, I see him again. I see him in a totally different. And the thing is, it's like, you know, when I'm looking at this, and we talked about this the other day. there was even an opportunity for someone Hispanic to come in and play this role that could have killed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, there's opportunity in so many different ways. Even like, you know what, when I thought about Wonder Man, it was crazy. People thought I was crazy. I said, person in my mind was Sam Witwer. Like literally, because I was like, yo, he would be incredible. He is an incredible actor. He's the voice of Darth Maul, but you probably saw him.
Yeah. He's great. Yeah,
Yes,
he would be great.
He does the games as well. And
I thought that he would be phenomenal because he has so much range. I would love to see him basically play that role. I just like for somebody like here's the thing. If they would have actually recast T'Challa, my first choice was Yahya.
Yeah, him.
That was my first choice. I was like, he would have been perfect to play that role. And I'm like, damn, that is a missed opportunity. But then I was like, okay, let's move on. We have the Blue Marvel. I mean, now that we actually have Monica Rambeau, we actually have America Chavez, we have Captain Marvel. We now have, you know, we will actually have a Reed Richards pretty soon. It would have been a perfect opportunity for them to bring in the Ultimate and bring in a Blue Marvel. It would have been amazing, but they just missed the opportunity. And I'm like, okay, but at the same time, like you said, I'm just going to wait to see what he does on screen. Ritz, what did you think about this, man?
Well, I remember sending this as soon as we got the casting. I sent it straight to you, and you were like, "Yo, are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is legit." And so I'm really pleased about this. I think he was not given enough props across the board. I think he's a great actor. I think he's fantastic in Matrix Resurrections. Is it Resurrections? The latest one, Resurrections, wasn't it? Where he played Morbius. And I thought he was amazing in that. He was a really, really great screen presence in that. I didn't think he got enough screen time in Aquaman. Obviously, he's in Aquaman 2. So he's obviously going across both properties. And by the time Aquaman 2 comes out, he'll be promoting 2 properties because more than likely they'll be releasing it. I think it's like December next year, Aquaman 2 is out. So it'll be about the same time this will be coming out. So he's a fantastic actor. For me, it's all about the strength of the actor. It doesn't matter how tall or short they are. They did the same with Hugh Jackman. People still get, oh, he's too tall. So what? It's about the strength of the actor and how much passion and screen presence they can put into their performance.
Exactly. And remember, people said that about Hugh Jackman.
About it. Hugh Jackman.
But then when he played the role, people are like, "Yo, we need him back."
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? So,
and that's what always happens. It's all about showing what's on screen. Never mind if it's written in a book, if it's in a comic. Yes, you can pay homage to the material because that material is always there. It doesn't replace it. That graphic novel, that comic, that book, it's always there. A film is just a representation of that. People didn't kick off massively when Civil War was completely different to the comic material because it's completely different. But they paid homage to some element of it, and then they did a fantastic job of it. So for me, all about the casting is about the strength of the actor. I would never want them to stunt cast. And what I mean by that is someone who's popular right now who's no good. There's a no good actor and they just get him on because he's popular. Harry Styles, for example, putting him in the film just because he's going to get bumps on seats. Calling you out, Harry. Yeah, that's it. You've heard it here first. Apparently, he's no good in that Darling film. So
I heard, bro.
Yeah, but for me, it's great. I think he's fantastic. I think this is gonna be a property.
And obviously, they saw something.
I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, of course they did. And
they saw something, and he casted well. He must have tested well for the role, and they saw something in him. And I think he's the thing is
great screen presence.
I know he's gonna kill. All right, same thing. Dr. Manhattan. He came in and killed it and was nominated for an Emmy and won an Emmy for that role. So again, he has a certain gravitas to him. So I mean, salute. I mean, definitely salute to him, and we'll see basically how it's going to go. It's going to be weird at first, but I mean, and the thing is, because here's the thing, we know that he's even had interactions with Wanda Maximoff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's going to be interesting to see because that'd be dope, a dope dynamic. I would love to see something like that. But I mean, literally, but we know that literally he is a powerhouse of a character. You know, ion energy, he basically absorbs energy of the cosmos. He is amazing and a beast of a figure of a character. So number one, I'm happy for him. Number two, I'm happy we're gonna get a Wonder Man figure because I'm just excited about it. So I can't wait. It is
Everybody
what it is.
needs to buy that white Vision, get that pre-ordered, because the moment they put out is it Vision? What do they call it? Vision Express? Or what they call it?
Mine is paid off. I cannot wait. Mine is already paid off. As soon as they make it, once it's available, I'm on that. Yeah, definitely.
They're doing the show of the Vision, where it's gonna be white Vision.
Yeah,
and there's some concept art that Cam shared with me, where I think it was Avengers 4 or 5, where it's white Vision. So you guys need to get that before it goes waitlist, etc. So
that is. I mean, that's the truth. Yeah, that basically is the truth. And I think if anything, I think it bodes well for the direction of where Marvel is going.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? It's now I think that they're realizing that okay, we have to kind of fix, because there's been no continuity. There's been huge continuity issue. There was, you know what I mean? There was nothing to whereas you can actually link these characters or know exactly where they were going. And now you know, we're getting, you know, that where we can see, you know, that there's going to basically be, you know, I think they sat back for a while, and when they went on that retreat, they were like, okay, we need to kind of fix things, because right now we need to figure out where everybody is going and where everything is supposed to be, because right now it is definitely not a right or a good spot. So we got to fix it, you know. And I think it, you know, when you talk about Vision Quest, and I'm glad they actually talked about that, because I'm excited. I am a huge Paul Bettany fan, bro. I love Paul Bettany. I'm a fanboy, bro, because I just love his work. I love his personality, and he's the perfect person. He was perfectly cast as Jarvis first, and then for him to become Vision, I was like, that was good. That was excellent. And to know that we are now basically going to get a show, and I think he deserves it. I think he basically deserves it, and we want to see it. We want to see where Vision is actually going to go from here. And I think it's very important, you know, that we actually see that development, and you know, for Marvel to kind of get on track. And the thing is, I want DC to do the same thing, bro. I want them to get on track, because the thing is, the more success one has, is better success for the other as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's basically what I want to see.
Raises all ships, and I think if they go down the direction of everyone's trying to use him as a weapon, I think that's a good way of going about it, and I think that would be really cool. And obviously, he starts picking up his personality and stuff again. I think that would be great, and I think they could tie it in a lot. And obviously, him finding about Wanda and trying to track her down, even though she'd died, inverted commas. Did you hear the rumor earlier? Not your rumor; it's been confirmed by the director of What If, because you were talking about that earlier. That Kate Blanchett's back.
She's back. She's going to be the next season of What If. Yeah.
So
excited.
Does that mean that she's going to be back from the dead, possibly in the MCU? That could be nice.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, because she was she was used well, but to kill her like this, nah.
Yeah, well, because you never actually see her die. You
don't see her die. And I say this every time, Rich. If you don't see him die, if you don't see her body, they ain't dead.
Yes, and there's always with the MCU, no one's ever really dead. No one's ever really dead. The amount of times they've killed people and then brought them back 10 minutes later.
I mean, it makes perfectly good sense. It does. It makes perfectly good sense to see her back.
She was a
in the role. She's definitely a badass. And I even thought that, I was like, yo, it would have made sense, number one, because if they would have kept her around now, if you know, especially people know about the comics, you know, and if you know anything about, you know, Thanos and his obsession with death, obsession with Lady Death. Now, Lady Death and, of course, you know, Hela, two totally different characters. To incorporate Lady Death into the MCU, it would have been a long backstory. And then there was a hint of it, because remember, you know, with one of Thanos's minions said in the first Avengers film was, you know, to challenge the Avengers is to court death. You know what I mean? That was basically one of the lines. So to see that advancement going forward, introducing Hela, it would have been
I
a perfect
actually thought they were going to do that because she was the goddess of death, wasn't she? She was.
Yes.
And obviously with her backstory with Odin, how they were just like slaying left, right, and center.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought they were going to go down that route, and she was going to be the embodiment of death for Thanos to aspire to. I think that would have been amazing.
That would have been incredible to see. And I'm hoping that entry that, you know, with bringing her into What If, that we kind of get her back in the MCU. We get like I mean, the thing is, look, that Ragnarok was a perfect Thor. It was an amazing Thor film. I loved it.
Right.
And it was a perfect balance of both. You had, you had your comedy, but then you had your serious moments. And I'm like, Taika, what did you go wrong with? Like, I think because they basically reeled him in, and they gave him direction for Ragnarok. But then was like, okay, we see what he did for Ragnarok. Let's just let him go all out. I'm like, no. Yeah. And I kind of knew it, and I was scared of it, and it happened exactly the way I thought it would. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
Bad.
Definitely, excited to basically see here. But one other thing I wanted to actually touch on real quick is now we know that Agatha, is really starting to shape up. Like they're really getting a lot of, they're introducing and they're going full-fledged, they're going in on this. You know what I mean? We know that they are paying. There was another actor who we think that was cast. They didn't say who, but he looks like it really looks like it's going to be Wiccan. That we're going to actually see the character Wiccan in this movie, in this show that makes sense. A lot of people are wondering if this is going to actually be Agatha's redemption story. And I think it really, really could. It could definitely be a redemption story for and I think it would make perfectly good sense. Now we see Aubrey Plaza has been cast for this show. She's been in a couple of different films, a couple of different shows. Yep. We know that, she has range and stuff like that, but who she's going to play, some people are saying that she can even possibly be the villain.
Yeah, she's the villain.
She's the villain of it. So, which means now it's one of those things, and now I'm just wondering how Agatha is going to come out of that. You know what I mean? That spell that was cast. I was wondering, well, maybe, and my first thought was maybe how she relinquishes her hold is the simple fact that the Darkhold has been destroyed, and maybe that spell that was cast at that time is no longer, valid at that point. So I don't know. We could definitely see, it's going to be a different. But I mean, I loved Agatha. I love the actress. I mean, I think she's exceptional. She's amazing. It's going to be a good thing to see. What do you think about this, Rich?
Well, first of all, I loved WandaVision. The Agatha reveal, when they did the reveal, it's always been her, and I was like, Jesus, that's not for me at all. That just looked, it just got silly.
Yeah.
But her backstory,
when
she's there in the middle and all the witches trying to go and cast all that was just chef's kiss. I loved all that. That was amazing, and that I love her as an actress. And obviously she's fantastic in Step Brothers as well. And Audrey Plaza is amazing. Pop Culture Costa said in Legion, if you guys have ever seen Legion, she's very, very good in that. And they're all in this asylum, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, she is. She's amazing.
She's a really great actress. Yeah. So and she's a funny lady as well and stuff. So I think like I said again, what I said earlier about the cast and the talent, if you start putting in quality talent into something, a property that's not really well known, but you can really develop on this and release it around Halloween next year and stuff, get all the eyeballs on it. I think it would be great. I think it's, like I said, the strength of actors and actresses coming into these roles, being attached to these characters that not many people know about. Because when they announced the Agatha show, I was like, really? All the shows they could announce, and they're going with Agatha, but yeah, and it sounds like they're just attaching some really, really good people to it, and I think it's great. So, more credit to the casting of these. I mean, it's great. So hopefully, more and more stuff like this be fantastic.
Yeah, I missed a super chat earlier, real quick before I go to Les. Jedi Kid, Amanda Waller. I got that. He's $1.99. I think he was talking about when they were talking about the casting. But I think they got Amanda Waller right. They got her right with come on, man. Come on, man. But I think they got her right. You know what I mean? Definitely perfectly. Les, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think about, like, the casting of Aubrey Plaza in this show? And are you looking forward to this show?
Well, I actually am, and this news comes as genuine news to me because I haven't watched WandaVision, and I'm not familiar with this character. But when I heard of Agatha, Coven of Chaos, look, it piqued my interest, and I am very interested to learn more about the character. What she's about, her origins.
Yeah.
I'm open to it, definitely.
Well, I think a recommendation on that one then, if you haven't seen WandaVision, the first 2-3 episodes, they're just off the wall random. And this, like, it's just she's in. It's like literally, it's 1950s show, and it's play by play of a standard 1950s sitcom. And it's like, sorry, what the hell's this? But then it starts coming through, and it gets really, really good. It's really well done. So, I would say stick with it. Get past the first 3 episodes, and then you're laughing.
Because I did hear it was very slow in the beginning, and I think that's why I just haven't got round to it yet. There's a lot of other things that I'm watching and keen to watch as well. But that's a great recommendation. I'll definitely put my patience hat on and stick to it.
The beauty of it is that in the books, like in the comics first, like she. Of course, they have to switch up and make her, a bit more of, less of a villain, make her more, of a hero, because she plays a role right now, basically, even in the comics. Now that, like, if you actually watch or read the Death of Strange run, now we know that there's a new Sorcerer Supreme. Clea. So basically, she's the new Sorcerer Supreme right now. And she's being, advised by Agatha, you know what I mean? To kind of, and Agatha was basically the babysitter of both Franklin Richards and his sister for the Fantastic Four. So she babysits. She was like babysitting the kids. So again, like, there's a lot with this character that's really rich and interesting. So I'm interested to see where it's going to go.
That is interesting. Because the lady that you just said is taking over the new Sorcerer Supreme. That's his wife, who is Charlize Theron in Multiverse of Madness at the end. So that's the same. Okay, that's really interesting. Because I was talking to someone a couple of days ago, and he was like, "Who was Charlize Theron?" And I started explaining it to him, and he was like, he just like glazed over. But so it's that is interesting. That I didn't know that about the connection there with Agatha. I thought she just kind of like just added on to WandaVision. But I think it's good. I think it's great. That someone said in here that Angela Bassett was Amanda Waller in Green Lantern. There you go. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. Like, literally, I had no idea.
Saying that, and Windman 42 saying it. Credit to whoever posted this earlier. Yeah, well done. That IMDb didn't work out that well, did it?
No, but I do remember her in Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, no, you did.
Yeah.
So that's really funny. That that's someone saying that she. Yeah. He's still there, Leo.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm actually just I gotta move this computer around.
Okay. I was quickly telling these guys behind the scenes about the whole issue that I had with Stealth Suits 2.0. And I thought I'd quickly tell the chat and who else is watching as well. So, like most people, wanted this exclusive to 300 only Captain America, which I was looking forward to getting anyway in the first place because I love that suit. Missed out the first time round, and I like that scene a lot from Endgame, so I really wanted it. And I ended up kept crashing left, right, and center, and then I went to add it to my cart, and it went off again. So I was like, okay, I'll leave it, and I'll go one more time. I'll do it. So I added it to cart, and the moment I did that, it said, you can't add it again. You've already got it. So I was like, okay. And so I tried to do it, and I click pay, and nothing happened. And it went off, and I was like, right, sorry, that's it. Oh, I'll do one more time. Clicked it again, and it said, you've already bought this. So it had actually charged me for it. And if I hadn't have known, I would have I would have been getting a DHL text out of nowhere saying that you owe some customs. So it's I'm glad that it's coming through. I've probably paid too much for it, to be honest with you, considering how much it is going to work out to be. But it's one of those that I'll keep, and it won't be one I'll be flipping or anything like that. And it's just something that it's something I really want. So I think I feel really sorry for the people that caused such a mass panic.
It did. And here's the thing, but like we were talking about this yesterday. As you can see, it is currently waitlisted.
Yeah.
So again, if you add yourself to the wait list, you don't know whether or not you're going to actually retrieve this piece. For me, it's an amazing piece, but it wasn't something that I necessarily needed in my collection. Considering the simple fact that I have the renditions of Cap that I wanted. But for people that were trying to get this piece, only 300 that were actually available. I was like, yeah, it's going to go quick. Like that's literally, and it's going to cause a lot of congestion on that website. And that's exactly what it did. It caused a lot. People were like,
did they? They didn't figure out that it was going to create all that traffic into the site. They didn't counter it, and it's just really weird. And they did it at such a strange point in the day as well, because I think it was like 3 o'clock my time in the afternoon. So 3 o'clock in the afternoon my time. So I was like straight on it. And then I messaged you guys on our group that we've got and said, look, it's available. I've just managed to get it. And loads of people were kicking off about it and saying how bad it is and everything. But I'm glad I managed to get it. But I feel really sorry for the people who really, really wanted it. I mean, I genuinely really wanted this. So it's something that I'm pleased about. I'll be interested to see what they do if they do end up releasing a few more, or they go, oh, we found another 300 more in the warehouse. Do that's going to kick off. I think so. But compare this amount that was on here to Toys Wonderland and Shanghai and Hong Kong resellers, how much they were charging for this.
Was
they
that
were charging like $600-700 when it first
That's
came out. It was ridiculous. It really was. So there was no way I was going to do that. And then obviously they released the 46 and this and on Sideshow. So I'm happy that they've done that. But it is a shit show. It's a shame.
Well, another reason why I didn't want to support one of the reasons why I was like, I was kind of over Endgame is because I'm still waiting on Loki, and there's a lot of people that are still waiting on Loki. So it's like, you know what? That's where it kind of stopped for me. You know what I mean? So again, there's so much focus and attention on getting these things out. But Loki still, it just gets no love. You know what I mean? And that should have been out a long time ago. You know what I mean? So
I think it's Under the Sea. I think that's why.
There was a massive loss with that piece. So I mean, we'll eventually see it. Les, are you getting Loki?
Loki, oh god, I wish I could. It depends on the release. It really does. It really depends. And I love the figure. I love the character. He's the god of mischief. It wouldn't surprise me if everyone wanted him. He would be a great addition. He really, really would. So it just depends on price and how much they're pushing him for.
Depends on how they try to push him out. Anybody out there, let me know if you if you secured the asset and got your hands on this piece, because it was a shit show. And then on top of that, they basically sent out that $30 credit, or that $30 certificate that you can use, but you only had 2 days to use it, and everything that was on that list you probably didn't want. So again, we just have to see how it goes. But let me know out there if you managed to basically secure it, if it was something that was high on your list. I know it definitely wasn't on mine. But anyway, enjoyed it, whatever. Let's go. We'll somebody said Namor drag Loki down to his Megalodon throne room.
That's it.
Yo, I like that.
That's hilarious.
That's a good idea. Probably. You know what? And it'd be funny as hell that if when Wakanda Forever drops, that they drop the Loki figure on that day. That would be.
I have a feeling they're going to do a Namor with throne.
Oh yeah, that would be incredible.
Whole headpiece and everything.
And if they don't do it, some third party will do it. A third party will do the throne.
Like this, kind of like slightly above it. I think.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I would love that. That'd be a day one for me, because that scene looks incredible. So definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, it's that time. We're gonna dip down. We're gonna end the show today, but next week and this person doesn't even know it, as I like to do random ish. But next week, so this is not the 1/6 Scale Man show. This is all of our shows, right? So next week, Les is going to be heading the show on the channel, and me and Rich are going to sit back and let her basically just run the show. I'll probably just click some keys. I'll click the keys, but then she'll be definitely running it.
Running the show.
Yeah. She's going to basically run. Oh, who we got here? XS Magical 99. She said, Lael, never mind. She said, I'll never make it anymore. Hey, you look, you'll make it. You, as long as you're here right now, you have made it. So again, we'll be here next week, so don't worry about it. But if you've made it, I'm making the announcement next week. Les is going to be running the show. Me and Rich are going to be sitting back. She's just going to let me know what she needs me to click, and I'm all in. So that's how we're going to do it. And then the following week, Rich is going to do the same thing. So that's what we're going to do. That's how we can go run it. Tight ship, but then we are all in. We are all hosts equally on this show. So
that's a great idea. I like that a lot.
That is a fantastic idea.
Hell yeah, why not? We got to do that. We got to mix it up. Like this is our show. We do what we want to do. That's what we talk about. That's
absolutely
how we do.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Exactly right. There you go. Why not? Yeah. So definitely, that's how we're going to actually do that. Somebody said, "Oh dang, Charlemagne twist." M Night Charlemagne twist.
Nice. That's a good one.
Definitely. We got a $5 super chat. All I want for Christmas is Loki, the new Christmas song hit.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh, Chewy's Bandolier, you three make a great team. Thank you so much. That's why we're doing it. That's why we do it. That's pretty much why we do it.
That's very sweet.
So what you got up, man? Let us know. What's going on your channel, bro?
Oh, so again, thank you so much for having me. I love this show. Again, it's always one of my highlights of the week to hang out with you guys. It's wonderful. I feel really honored, genuinely. I feel really honored to be part of this. So thank you. But Film Club, obviously I'm on Collectors Lounge on Sunday. And on Tuesday, we'll be doing Film Club, and it'll be about Black Panther. And then the week after, we will be doing Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So each week we talk about, Each week we talk about a film, whether it be a classic or a recent film or culturally relevant. And we talk about it. And I give the heads up the week before. People go out and watch it. And then we get together and we talk about it. And Lael and Les, and we've got Cam will be joining us, and also Shane as well. So that'd be great, because I know Cam's got his hands full with his move. So he's up for both. But I've said no pressure. So yeah, so it's going to be a great show. So if everyone out there can subscribe to Reviews with Rich, I hit my 300 mark in subscribers. So I'm really happy about that. So thank you everybody for the support. I really appreciate it. So more to come, but I've just started my new job this week, so my hands have been a bit full. So I'm trying not to do too much. So I'm not promising any more videos, but I might do a quick little showcase of my Mark IV gantry, and I might do a quick showcase, like a B-roll thing of my my third scale Prime 1 Hush statue, which is amazing. So yeah, so thank you again, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, we got Shani. Shani said there was no Enablers Lounge. There will be Collectors Lounge this Sunday. Don't worry about it. This wasn't last week because I was away on vacation. So definitely, we will be there. Shani. I like the emojis. I mean, I love it. I love it, right? You see what he's saying, right? He said there was no Enablers Lounge International last week. I didn't know what to do. I actually started tidying up. How dare you?
How dare you? That's amazing. That's brilliant.
Okay. It will be back. Don't worry. We'll be back today. Hilarious.
That is so funny. I'm hilarious. So prepared for that.
So if you haven't already, Rich Reviews on IG and YouTube, make sure you do so. Marvelous, what do you got coming up? What can we expect from you?
I just didn't compose myself. I'm sorry. I'm crying. I'm tears. Thank you for the giggle. Yes, so I'm actually going to be doing a live stream later on today about the Witcher Henry Cavill and Liam Hemsworth drama. So just going to discuss that. That should be interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
I will be doing a pose up video with John from Iron Logan. lovely gentleman, and he's an Aussie, so our times match up more succinctly, which is great.
Yes,
so I'll be doing some post-up videos with him. And of course, next week, Film Club with Rich. Very excited for that. I've got my 1/6 scale figure news videos now going to be on the Batman Statue Collectors channel, which is great. It's been really fun. And I am starting to work on a few series of my own.
Let's go.
A few live streams, and I'll definitely be having you guys on. I'm really excited.
I'm excited about it.
And I'm going to be having a few very, very special guests and creators.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm stoked. I'm very excited. It's still a few weeks, maybe even months down the track, but once it's all set up, it's going to be ace.
That's brilliant. Definitely. If you haven't already, Marvelous on IG and YouTube. Great content as always. Great production. An all-around great person. Everybody on this panel is amazing. So glad to have you guys here. So glad to have you guys in the chat. Always with us every week. What's going on the 1/6 scale, man? Tonight we have Uncivilized Scoundrels. We will break down the last episode of Andor, which would have me on the edge of my seat. That show is crazy. It's nuts. So we're doing that. Tomorrow is a double episode, I believe, of Figure Flex Friday. And then we will be back here on Sunday for Collectors Lounge International. So stay tuned for that. Me, myself, Shane, Cam, everybody's going to basically be tuning in for that. Cannot wait. And hopefully Local Lou will be back. What's going on? But you got to get yourself in here, man. It's time that we got to jump on that way. Guys, we will see you guys next week. It's always a pleasure. Until next week, come on, man. Hope you're going out there getting that chai. You know what? Nobody even said anything about chai. Y'all get y'all chai together. Welcome next week. So get your chai up. Come on, let's go.
Light ice, come on.
Light ice, light on that ice. Again, that's the new slogan. As always, get that chai, but remember, light on the ice. We are out. Peace. See you next week.